Hi, well, welcome to Diamond Delight Edibles. My name is Liz, if this is the first time you stopped by. And for all the rest of you guys, welcome back. So this is part 2 for decorating our sugar cookies with when I'm using a Kodak Lumina 75 mini projector. And it's this little guy over here. I'll show you close up. I'm going to move the camera so that you'll see everything up close and personal. So the difference between the Lumina 75 and the Lumina 150 is the 150 has Wi-Fi, but it's about an inch bigger and it's a lot heavier. So I personally didn't like it because I found that it's difficult when you have to put it on a tripod or something. The weight of it would drag it down because it's not really meant for doing cookies, but for projecting movies and things onto walls or onto screens. So I stuck with the 75, so you just have to connect with wires. Not a huge deal. All right, so as I said, I'm going to move the camera around over here so you can see everything up close and personal, and I'll show you how to do this decorating. Oh, so before I do move the camera, let me get this out of the way here. What we're going to need for this, I'm going to show you how you use edible markers, as well as how to make edible paint with using grain alcohol. Now you do need to use that 93 to 96% grain alcohol. Otherwise it is too watery and it will mess up your cookies and it won't dry properly. So it does have to be that high grade grain alcohol. All right, so I'll show you how to do the paint, show you how to use the markers. I'll be quiet now, change the camera around, and let's get started. So this is the mini projector, and I have it connected to my laptop. Now, this is actually a notebook, and it has mini ports, so I had to get a special dongle so that I can attach HDMI to HDMI. You can also connect with USB and mini USB. But if you use those, you have to get a converter, audio video adapter, so that you can connect to if you want to connect to your phone or other mobile devices. But I like using my laptop, makes my life much simpler. So they just turn it on, and this shows you your power. So hold it on for a couple seconds for it to come on. And these are your lights. This is the direction for moving your images once it gets loaded. So now you can see the image on the counter. I'm going to flip this around so it's easier for you to see in a minute. So I'm going to flip the camera around here so that we can get started. So the one thing I did want to show you is if your pictures are up right side up, you will need to flip them upside down for them to be right side up on your work, on your cookie, or whatever it is that you may want to do images onto. See, I did this little guy in a glass. So you can do it onto anything. So the first thing that you want to do is to grab one of your cookies that you iced the day before, so it's nice and firm that you can work on. And you're going to lay your cookie down where you want to work. And then we're going to bring the image in onto our cookie. So sometimes this can take a little bit of finessing. Oh, hold on, I have to do something on my laptop. There we go, so he's fitting nicely there. And I'm going to take my black edible marker and I'm going to trace out the outline of our little guy. It's the easiest thing to do is just to trace them out first, and then you can just color without the projector. So. Try not to move your cookie while you're working on it. Hands are always tricky. Well, they are for me. I'm just continuing to trace the outline of our little hobbit guy here. Now, if you want to make sure that you got everything outlined, you can just cover up the light and make sure that you got them all filled in. So I'm just missing part of his face. Get his little nose and his beard. All right, so now that I've got the outline here, you can see. So now I'm going to color him in. I'm also going to show you how to make edible paint. So now I don't need the projector anymore. Let's turn that off, get her out of the way. Now to make edible paint. So in order to make edible paint, we want our grain alcohol. So you want to get a teaspoon. And I use these little paint palettes. And then, let's do a couple colors here. All right, so now I'm going to do green. So you just want to put just a drop. And I'm going to do blue. All right, so I'm just going to get a little brush here just to mix up the colors. And you want to use gel colors. You don't want to use oil base. You just keep working that around till that gel all dissolves. And there we have it, some edible paint. Now, what I usually do is I will do a mixture of the markers and painting. I'm just going to pull out some fine tip markers here. Not markers, paint brushes. I think I also want to do black if I need to redo any of the outlining. I'll put that down on some paper towel, protect my counters. Okay, so I got all my paints that I want there colored. And so first I'm going to start with the edible markers. So I'm going to start with a dark green for the shading. Whoops! Let's move that out of the way. So I'm going to use the dark green for the shading part on the edge here. And I have the image up on the computer so that I can see what colors I need. And then you can see, you can try the edible paint here. And that's a lot lighter. So you can use it for shading. I'll use the lighter one over here. Actually, I need more dark. And there's blue for a shirt. I'm going to use pink for his hands. I don't have a flesh tone. So you can see how you can use a mixture of your paints and markers. You can do it all paint, all marker, whatever floats your boat. And last but not least, our little leaf. Go away. So I'm just going over the outlines again, so to make them a little crisper. Oops, I forgot his nose. Give me a little red nose. And there we've got our little hobbit. Now, if I had taken my time, it'd been much cleaner, but I didn't want to take forever for you on camera. So that's our little hobbit guy. And there we got a cute little Christmas hobbit. So as I said, you take your time. I'll show you some images. Here's some images of ones where I've taken my time and they turn out really, really nice. But I try to do it quickly. I'm not the greatest, as I said, I'm not the greatest artist. Some of you who are good artists, you can get much more detailed pictures because you can probably do a far better job than I can. All right. So I'm going to come back and say goodbye. All right, guys, so that's my tutorial there on how to use a miniature projector to project your images onto your cookies. And then you can easily draw them. And if you're really good at piping, you can pipe them out as well. My piping skills, not so good, not for as fine as this. I'm good at bigger things. So there, did this one as well. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed that and hope you have an awesome rest of your day.